Okay, now I can see it.
And when I first saw this footage of high altitude that didn't have a fisheye lens, I was blown away, man.
Yeah,
What do you think
that's
about this?
beautiful. Yeah, that's one of the things that really convinced me that we were definitely living on a stationary level plane, essentially a flat Earth. Because, like you said, when they send high altitude balloons up and they don't use a fisheye lens or a GoPro, and GoPros have fisheye lenses in it.
Hmm.
When you don't use a fisheye lens, this is the result. This is what you see. This is what you get. This is what you would see with your own two eyes if you were up there. They have to fake all that curvature. And I have a fisheye lens. I bought one specifically to experiment with and to see if I could, go up to a high altitude and take a picture and it, bend the horizon, and it does. It looks exactly like those fake images you were showing us
Hmm.
earlier with the curved horizon.
Right.
But I also bought a standard wide angle lens, took a photo from the top of Pilot Mountain with each one of those lenses. With the standard lens, the horizon is completely flat and
Hmm.
level. The fisheye lens, it's curved. So, not a doubt in my mind. I can't believe people still fall for the fisheye lens trick. I mean, we're in 2024, guys. If you don't know what a fisheye lens is and you can identify
Yeah,
an
because
image that's a photo that's been taken with one, I don't know what's wrong with you. You need to catch up. You're
yeah,
slow.
because even
You're
in
way
some of
behind.
those, oh, look at this one. That's awesome. Even in
Yeah.
some of those videos where they got a fisheye lens and they're going back down towards the land, like even the land down below is all curved and stuff like that too. So it's just, it curves everything. You know what I mean?
Everything. Yep.
Man, it's
And
just,
especially, dude, that's
it
beautiful.
is. Especially what
Yeah.
now?
Okay. What was I saying? Oh, especially horizontal lines.
Hmm.
Fisheye lenses will especially bend and distort horizontal lines.
Right.
Things that are running straight away from it, it doesn't affect that as much. But anything running in a horizontal, line, it will definitely bend it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay. I think we saw enough of that. I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
man, that's
was
beautiful.
how high up was that? Do you know? Was that?
Um, I think that one was might have been like 30,000 feet, maybe. Does that sound
At
right?
least.
That sound right? Let me
Well,
see.
one of
Okay,
those
it's
amateur,
20 miles up, over 20 miles, it says.
that's 120,000 feet.
Okay.
That's way up there.
Okay. Well,
That's
yeah,
high.
that's what this description says anyway. It says best high altitude balloon videos over 20 plus miles up, shot without a
Wow.
fisheye lens.
Yeah. Just to give you guys some perspective, most planes fly at about a mile up to 5 miles up.
Hmm.
That's commercial, commercial airplanes
Yep.
between a mile and 5 miles. That was 20 miles. So for anyone saying, "Oh, I saw the curve from an airplane," no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Stop lying. No,
Yeah.
you didn't.
Go watch
I,
that video again.
yeah, yeah. And why didn't you record it? All these people that claim they saw curvature from an airplane have no photos, no videos, and no evidence of it.
Right.
I've flown, I mean, several times myself, maybe close to, 10 or 11, 10 or 12 times myself, and I've never seen any curvature.
No.
And I remember it because I remember looking out the window and I remember thinking, dang, that looks awful flat. But, that was before I knew it was flat. You know what I mean? It's been a while since I've flown, but
Right.
yeah, it's flat from up there. And if you don't see curvature at 20 miles up, there is none.
Right.
There is none.
Yeah, there was really
It's
nothing
not
above
just
that we were watching. So
no. There's they it's so funny, man, how people still think it's curved.
right.
And yet they'll claim if you see a boat go under the horizon, you know what I mean, converge with the horizon,
Uh-huh.
just 3 miles away, that's proof of curvature. Well, you couldn't even see it 20 miles above the surface
Mm-hmm.
of this realm. How are you going to see a boat disappear over it? And it's, you go to the ocean and it's flat as far as the eye can see in any direction. Why is it that why would it only curve away from you? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? If
Yeah.
we're on a ball, it has to curve in all directions. So if a boat only curves down away from you, that would make Earth a cylinder. You know what I mean? It'd be like sailing over a pop can.
Right. Right.
It's retarded. It's so retarded.
I know. You could just see too far. You know what I'm saying?
We can see way too far.
Yeah, there was
Way too far.
there's another clip right here. This is guys, this is from the documentary called Level, and it's from Hibbler Productions. This is actually one of the videos that got me to start questioning a lot. It's super good if you guys are introduction into this. It talks about the fake moon landing and then just a bunch of basic stuff that proves what we're trying to say here. But here in this little clip, they're talking about how we can see too far. I think we touched on that the last time. And let me go to that right now.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, he's got some good stuff.
So
any astrological chart reading that you do, you never account the movement or the position of the Earth in relation to any of these planets, because it's that line of the Earth which we call the horizon.
Speaking of horizons, some guy, he filmed a mountain. He was flying over Texas, and he used his camera to film a mountain. This mountain was supposed to be hidden by 35 miles of curvature with the current circumference of the Earth that we're given.
okay, so
Dang.
that's just touching on what we were talking about last time, that there's a formula for the curvature, right? What we were saying. And if that object is going over a hill, there's only two ways that you would be able to increase your vision to see over that hill. Like say you got a drone, you flew up higher and you could see over that hill, but if you're down low, there's no possible way that you'd be able to see over that, right?
Right.
So, but this guy, I think he goes into how far that actually was, but
So just sitting straight up, he's just right there. It's not hidden by 35 miles
35.
of curvature. It's
okay,
crazy.
so this is a chart too. I'm going to pause it real quick. And so a lot of globers will say that this is stupid because 8 inches per mile squared, it's supposed to be a parabola equation, correct? And I guess you need to use trigonometry. So this is this right here on the side. But if you even look at the difference, it's almost exactly the same, except for the 8 inches per mile squared is actually an easier formula to use. And so that's why it's actually used. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
down here, let's see, this is drop in miles. So look, this on this column, you see what I'm doing right here, right? This column, after 60, let's see, is that okay? 60 miles. There should be or 61 miles, over half a mile of curvature. Am I reading that correctly? So 3,267 foot drop. Does that sound right?
3,267 feet of missing curvature.
Okay.
That's how much curvature there should be.
Okay. So if you look right here, look, 0.618895152, 0.618891516. So, I mean, it's almost the identical number, and the globe people complain that you need to use this trig formula because this other one is for a parabola, but they're basically the same exact thing. It's like they're splitting hairs at that moment, right?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And when in every instance where we can see entirely too far, their number one go-to excuse, which is a total BS nonsense, they always claim refraction.
Mm,
Refraction is their excuse for everything, and gravity. That's their two. That's their two go-tos. That's all. That's all they got.
right.
That's all they got is refraction, gravity. Yeah, okay. Because of refraction, we can see 700 miles too far in some instances.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
But every time they try to show us a boat disappearing beyond the horizon,
Right.
why doesn't refraction ever let us keep seeing it?
Yeah, right.
3 miles away and the boat disappeared, and refraction never lets us keep seeing it.
Right.
But it's only these photos like the Chicago skyline across Lake Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
which is like 60 miles away. And you can see the entire city from the ground up if
Is it
if the
60?
conditions are
I
right.
didn't know it was that far.
It's like 50. Yeah, it's like 55, 60 miles.
Basically,
Between
yeah.
55 and 60
Yeah.
miles.
That's far. You shouldn't be able to see
That's
that.
far.
I think.
No,
Okay.
no, let's look
Yeah.
at this thing. Okay, 50 miles, there should be 1,667 feet of curvature.
Yeah. That's.
And
Yeah. But you could see the whole entire. So that main tall building. What that you're talking about? Is it the Chicago skyline? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, Chicago skyline.
And that thing should be completely hidden, but you can basically see the entire thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't even think, the tallest building is, how tall is it? I'll look it up real quick.
I don't know. While you're doing that, I'm gonna, because I think that they're gonna go in on this right now too about the ship zooming back into view. Yeah, he's gonna go into it right now.
Okay, go ahead and I'll look this up. It's Willis. Okay, before we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Willis Tower, and it is 110 stories high, which rises to 1,451 feet tall.
Mm,
You shouldn't even be able to see the tip of that building
right.
from across Lake Michigan.
No.
It should be completely buried
By
below
curvature.
the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because
Refraction.
because if you look at this right here, so if you see my cursor, if you're right here and the building is supposedly right here, your line of sight is going straight across, so there's no way you could see anything that's right here if that's what the Earth is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
That's great. Okay.
Crazy. As soon as flat earthers found out about P900 cameras that are made by Nikon, where they can zoom in times 80, I think, and what's going on is like you can see a boat disappear with your naked eye, and that used to be proof alone. That used to be proof for the curvature of the Earth. But now you can watch the boat disappear with your naked eye, and then you could pull up this camera and you could zoom in on the boat that you just watched disappear.
Let's go.
And you could bring it right back into full view, perfectly visible. It's crazy. There's no camera tricks. There's no illusions involved. Nothing. It's just perfectly back into view. There's flat Earth proofs coming out all the time, every other day, it's just a matter if you can find it or not, if it's going to surface in the right areas where people can share it. You know, they're trying to censor this stuff nonstop. There's just
Big
a
time.
mission to keep this stuff buried.
Yeah, they have to.
Mm-hmm.
I got mad love for all the flat earthers, man. Since day one, everybody's been doing their part, putting in work, and just picking up where they're finding slack, they'll pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, there's no spot in flat earth that is not covered. They're covering their zone, their quadrant, and they're just taking care of business, man. And if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for all of us, we wouldn't be where we're at with this flat earth thing, man. They wouldn't be so scared. They wouldn't be trying to cover it up at every turn and stop it everywhere we look. Each and every single flat earther out there has played their part. And we wouldn't be where we're at if it wasn't for you. We wouldn't be heavily censored. They wouldn't be scared to debate us. They wouldn't be trying to censor us at every turn if it wasn't for you guys and you wonderful women exposing flat earth with all your might, all your power. All the glory to God. What a wonderful world we live on. So beautiful.